Hello. Good, good morning, everyone. All right. Okay. And looks like the market is gapping down, which is what I like to see. Damn this QS. So sad. It was so sad. It's not looking good. So many stocks are gapping down. And yesterday action is kind of ugly because there's so many stocks are rejecting from the declining 9s or the 21 EMA. And sooner or later, maybe the 50, they'll lose the 50. I think the best entry for shorting would be when it loses the 50 and then rebound. The first rebound to the declining 50s is the best in my opinion. Right now is, I don't know, like there are already a lot of stocks that are kind of extended to the downside. So it's not a good spot to short those weak stocks, the weaker names. Wow. BTDR just down 50% in 4 days. Meta is the laggards and the Magnificent Seven among them. The semis are, if they're losing the 21 EMA, it's not a good sign. It looks like they will. Oh, Oracle, like I think he would be the best entries for the shorts during these few days. Just catch one of them. It would be very nice. Oh, Futu. Oh, it looks really bullish. If it's in a bullish market, but right now it's past it. So far, it's really strong. Huge relative strength. Open to ate up 4 days in a row. It's pretty amazing. So I finished my scans 2 minutes before the market opened. Like normally I would finish it earlier, but yeah, today I was fixing the stream settings and fixing the technical issues. But it's alright. Qs are gapping down into the gap 615 area. So I'm not going to take the shorts right away. Like if there's a flush down at the market open, I don't like that. So probably I'm going to wait for the rebound to the maybe 619 areas, and for SPY or IWM, maybe I'll wait for the rebound, let the EMAs catching down, and then shorting a rebound, because probably the gap down would be, it won't be a flush down. Normally it would be some chops and bounce back to the declining EMAs in the shorter time frames before starting a real flush to the downside. So that's my plan for today. I'm shorting hood. I'm not buying hood. I'm shorting hood on Tuesday. We're starting to lose the 9-day. And IWM lost it yesterday. So relative weakness on IWM, which is favorable for shorting. For the shorts. Oh, this SNTK looks like it's trying to break down. It looks so tempting on the weekly. Nah, I'm not going to take it. Tesla. Oh, yesterday was the entry. Wow, bees is flushing down. Crazy. Can't short Obi because of the margin issue. That's really cringe and annoying. What the fuck? Oh my god. Looks like the opening range low is the play today. Alright. Market is weaker than expected. Oh, but the Rivian open is so strong. They are so strong. What the fuck? Oops, I got taken out. Rebound. I lost around 0.4% of my account for the UUUU. And MP is maybe 0.3%. Actually, a bounce is better for the short entry. It's really great. I was a little bit too like chasing to the downside. Oh, I actually haven't got stopped out from my MP. How? Oh, I think it's a typo. I think I mistyped it. I think my stop was 60.79. I typed it as 89, so I haven't got stopped out yet. Or is it the... I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a typo. Damn, lucky typo. Then DK? Yeah. I think I won't take the short if it's still above the 9 EMA. This thing is too strong. Right now the indices are trying to grind back. The SPY is still near the 9 EMA, while the Qs are below the 9 and 21. So any pullback to the upside will be a great opportunity for the shorts. Like in daily, it's already below the declining 9 and 21. So in this smaller time frames, so any pullback would be a good short opportunity. shorting the rebounds would give you the tightest entry. Like you're shorting right at the resistance, right at the turning points. If it's going to turn down, it's better to short at the pullback rather than on the downside, like what I did for in UUUU. I think I shorted when the indices are dropping, which is not ideal. I added the UXY. Most of my ads are going to fail, but the tight is really, I mean the risk is really tight, so and the risk is really small. I think I risk less than 0.2% or 0.25% for this ad, so it should be fine. Should be fine. It's SNDK. Still holding up. It looks so tempting. I really want to short SNDK, but I'm going to follow the plan. I just can't. I'm not taking it here. I keep telling myself if it's still above the 9 EMA, I'm not going to short this shit. This shit is so strong. Yeah, I'm not focusing on the long side for now. Currently, it's not favorable for taking longs. The breadth is low, and the indices are kind of extended on the weekly and start losing some steams. More and more weaknesses shown by the previous leaders, like Hood, a lot like MP. Like most of the stocks you can see here are the previous leaders. And of course, there's so many laggards that's been on a downtrend, like MicroStrategy. Probably entering the stage 4, probably. So if there's a bounce into the weekly 9 EMA, maybe the 50 EMA daily, that would be a perfect shot. Circle. Oh. I also shot the circle, I think, on this day or this day here, and then I cover it into the weakness, I think, on this day or this day. Now it's down 25%. Although I'm not trading the long side, but still I would track the leaders, the ones showing relative strengths like Rivian and Open. BBAI is a little bit in between. Actually, not that bullish, unless it can hold the rising 9 EMA. But like it's below the anchor VWAP, and it's hanging near the 9 EMA. Normally it could be a resistance, but if it can hold above the 9 EMA and go sideways for a little bit, when the market is going down, that is the relative strength. Yeah, AMD is the one that's really strong. UXY ad is close to getting stopped out, which is normal. Which is expected. But I just couldn't resist taking it. And we're getting the bounce. Wow. These rejections from the 9 EMA are perfect. Nvidia is keep finding support at the 50 EMA. For several times during this uptrend. Okay. Spies are found in support reclaiming the 9 EMA. And the Qs are getting near the previous lows. Interesting level. A short coin, but margin is that margin thing is still preventing me from shorting it. Looks like the market is rejecting at the resistance. It's a standard break and retest. This level 1, 2, 3, and then break down and retest. That's why they are often called as the key level. And those levels are giving you the best edge. From the UVXY, yeah, I took the USY yesterday and plainly because I think the market is showing weakness and I'm kind of like to front run the market, and the IWM is getting rejected. I think at the anchor free web level. Yeah, this one I think. And I'm risking like 0.25%, so it's not that much, even if I took the loss. So yeah, I'm just giving it a try, and because I really think the market is very tanky right now. Oops, the BE. Damn. It looks a little bit like Luck back in 2021. Huge move, and then start losing the 9. Eventually to 21, eventually to 50. And the best entry, in my opinion, was it's probably this day, or I think it's hard to find an entry on this area because it's not closing weak and it's not overshooting the EMAs. So probably I would enter on this day. Yeah. Maybe on this day here too. So any pullbacks to the declining 9 or 21 would be a very good spot to short. Oh, damn, I missed the ad on USIC. I hesitated. NXT was still the leader. It's still above the 50 EMA, so right now I'm not. I don't know. Any bounce to the declining 9 or 21, I don't know. But definitely I'm not going to short it here. Like it's near the gap and the 50 EMA. And it's probably going to bounce right near the weekly 9, so I don't know. Yeah, IoT is hanging around. It can go both ways. But given the current market, I think the probability of going down is higher. And the 50 weekly are trending down. The 9 and 21 are below the 50. But it could go, like, if it's breaking out, then it would be the leader for the next uptrend. Very likely. Even if it's holding around here, it's worth tracking. Has the potential. The Qs are not looking great for now. So I think during the early days in my like back in 2020 or 2021, I was the one that got trapped probably on these intraday bounce. But I forgot to look at the bigger picture. So yeah, always compare and be aware of the bigger picture. Like, is the bounce is above the EMAs or below the EMAs on the daily, on the higher time frame? So if the daily is bearish, then it's probably not a good thing to take longs on a shorter time frame. And on the contrary, you should take good use of the bounce in the shorter time frame, the lower time frame, to take shorts. So if you're trying to trade a 5-minute breakdown, it's only 0.27, 0.3% risk. So if Qs are down 3% from here, this is a 10-hour trade. 10 risk to reward, 10 risk multiples. That's the edge. At least what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not saying I'm 100% right. Yeah, I'm like always judge. Don't like just follow and without thinking about it. You have the questions from Helena. I think it's really similar to the shorts entry that I'm going through right now, but it's based on the flip side. So like for the long side, if you're taking the longs, it's better to wait for the pullbacks and then break out. The 5-minute breakouts, or the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes, like on this smaller time frame, the slower time frame. And then on the short side, what I'm looking for would be the bounce back to the upside. For example, like MP, bounce back to the declining moving average, and then breakdowns. Maybe the first breakdown for the 5-minute candle. Yeah, probably I'm going to set my stop at low of day, maybe 80% of the time, and some of the time I would set it at the low of the 5-minute candle. So for example, okay, if I'm taking a long at this candle right here, probably I'm going to set it at the low of day because it's tight. The risk is the stop is tight enough. But sometimes if the candle is wide and the distance between my entry and the low of day is too wide, I would just set at the low of the 5-minute candle, like right here. So it really depends, but most of the time I'm going to set at low of day. Yes, I'm using the gap and fade on the breakouts more frequently this year. Like this year, entering at the opening range highs breakout is more difficult. So until the market condition changes, or if it's really a good setup, then I would prefer buying at the reversal, like breakdown and then the pull back and breakout. But that yeah, bear in mind that is on the lower time frame. So on the high time frame, on the daily or the weekly, at the end of the day, it should be a breakout. Like or it maybe not a breakout, but it's like on the uptrend, and it's near the upper part of the base probably, or the middle part of the base, and above the EMAs. Yeah. Yeah, for example, like Kavana, I don't know, 2024. So if I'm buying at this day right here, so probably it's undercutting the opening range lows and pulls back and touch the anchor VWAP and then breaks out. So I would love to buy at the pullback intraday and the first 5-minute candle breakout. I hope I explained it clearly enough. Yeah, probably that's what I'm talking about. Like it failed the opening range lows and then pulls back and then snaps back, reclaim, breaks out at the probably the 5-minute candle breakout. I would take the entry. So it's pulling back in the 15-minute or the 5-minute time frame, but on the daily, it's a breakout. Oh, this QSI. It's down 13% since my entry. If I haven't got stopped up from QS, that's the trade-off for getting a tight stop. That's the trade-off. Oh, the SNDK is probably going back to the 50. Probably going back to the 50. Maybe in the next month. No, my positions are the holdings. So the longs are the one that I'm tracking, and the idea was are the ones that I'm trying to get in today. So that's the trading ideas for today. Yeah, and the shorts are the one that I'm tracking too. Oh, Tesla. The retest on the anchor VWAP and the declining EMAs. So I think I mentioned it in my Twitter, the post in Twitter, in X. So if there are multiple, like this areas is like getting multiple reasons for shorts, that gives you more edge. Like it's near the declining 150, or you can say the 50 EMA, and then it's near the anchor VWAP. Also the daily, especially the daily and 9 and 23, daily declining 9 and 21. So when all of them converge at this price level, this is a good area. The area gives you edges, gives you high risk reward. So if you're wrong, you're just risking maybe less than 1%, and then it's down like 7%. But now, oh, I didn't expect BE is down 16% today. Damn. Oh, the USIC. So only EQT in my leading watch list is green today. So only 9 stocks in my watch list are green. That is really bad. Natural gas is strong. How much do I factor in market environment first? I determine the market environment by all the stocks in my watch list. So it's actually by the charts. If I have 100 stocks in my watch list and 90 of them are showing weakness and 10 of them are showing strength, then I'm definitely want to focus on the weak side, on the short side, right? So I'm just ignoring the 10 good looking ones because the market is showing you weakness. So when are we going to bowling again? Let's do it tomorrow. Maybe after this pullback. Let's do it after this pullback. I think we're in a very similar situation as the early September in 2020. After a V-shaped recovery, after the crash to the weekly 150, it's really like an identical moves, and then up for more than 15 weeks in a row without violating the weekly EMA, 9 EMA. So I think a pullback to the 21 weekly is expected, and it's normal. So it's probably around 580. Yeah, 580 on Qs. Anyone shorted the SNDK? Short the SNDK? Yeah, the 5-minute breakdown will be around 2% stop. is acceptable and it's looking pretty good. It's acting pretty well. 30%, 30% to the weekly 9. A pullback to the weekly 21 would be very, very ideal for setting another leg up or another free money market, probably. I'm using the EMAs. All of them are EMAs. 9, 21, 50, and 150. Are you guys watching my stream at 720p? I can only get 720p. Like, you guys knows how can I set it to 1080? Should I increase the bit rate? Because I'm from my OBS route. Right now I don't think taking longs is good in this environment, and yeah, it's looking pretty decent if the market is favorable for taking longs, for the long setups, but right now it's just not. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. I will swing my short positions, but would be for a quicker swings. I would take the profits more aggressively, like selling more into strengths and cover more into the weakness. And not waiting for the first close above the EMAs. Like for the long positions, normally I will wait for the close below the rising 9 or even 21. But for the shorts, probably I'm going to cover them into weakness. Now sell more into the weakness. I think J-Law has mentioned the USIC champion last year. He also mentioned like shorts is like a dessert. So they're not the main dish. It's just a bonus for you to grab some quick profits in a downtrend. But the majority part of your profits are coming from the longs. And shorts mathematically is less favorable than taking longs. So that's why I would sell more into strengths for my short positions and not waiting for the first close above the EMAs. So alright guys, I think that's it for today. The market is pretty weak, but it's close to the gap area, to the gap level 609, which probably will find some supports there. So stay safe. Cash is also a position, and every pullback is a good opportunity for the next bull run. You just have to survive during the pullback or the bear markets. So stay safe. Stay safe.